I got a job as a fire lookout for the forest in here. Is something weird going on? Day 5. I got up early, only slept for a few hours, but at least it's something. Actually, I'm too excited to pay attention to it. I packed my backpack, grabbed some food and water and a flashlight, a walkie-talkie trail map and my machete. I also took my camera to see if Allison could confirm if the man in the photos was indeed the Harvey. Sunlight shines over the sprawling trees. I had never admired a sunrise here before because I was usually either asleep at that moment or scared. Before I died, I didn't really care about it. But now, I'm looking at all this beauty, and it's beautiful. I decided not to tell Allison I was coming. Even though I trust her to an extent, I still decided not to warn her in advance of my plans, just in case. I lace up my shoes and head for the tower. Allison's walk should take about 3 hours. Judging by the map, the route is relatively straight, and I don't expect many steep uphill gullies or anything like that ahead. As I stepped outside my area and entered the area that belongs to Allison, I noticed a stark difference. The thing is that part of the forest is divided into zones, and each caretaker has his own zone, which has many routes and trails on it. Along these, the caretaker is required to patrol and cut down overhanging branches and bushes as needed. If this is not done in a timely manner, the trails will simply become overgrown. However, when I moved on to Allison, I noticed that the trails in her area were in very poor condition. To be honest, they were probably never looked after at all. I pulled out my machete and began to make my way forward, continuing to follow the barely visible paths. It was tedious work, but I wanted to make sure the corpses would be visible enough and easy enough to pass when I needed to walk back. I had already pretty much lost motivation and was starving by the time I reached its tower. Instead of taking 3 hours to get there, I spent a whole 5. All because of the work I had to do to clear the tracks. However, I did make it in the end. The tower was exactly the same as mine. Same layout with a shack on 4 stilts hidden in a small clearing in the woods. Her backyard restroom was on the opposite side, but her food storage was in the same place as mine, only to the left of the base of the tower. However, there is one major difference that I noticed immediately. What the nonsense? The remains of a massive hearth-like fire 50 meters from her tower surrounded by rocks. It looked like someone had used it not too long ago, considering it's our job to make sure there are no fires in the forest. It's a little strange, isn't it? I climb up the tower, stepping on the steps as quietly and carefully as possible, unlike how I normally do it. Partly because I don't want her to think it's a smiling woman running up her ladder, but mostly because I'm very nervous about reaching the top. And I already realized that there's no one in the hut. In fact, it looks like no one has been in it for a long time. On the roof of the tower, you can see old birds' nests. Threads of cobwebs entangle the railings and corners, and dust is literally everywhere. I'm about to open the door, but it's locked. That's strange. My cabin doesn't have a lock at all. I squint through the glass to see something through the thick layer of dust on the window. It's dark, and even darker than it should be. I see a large radio on the table next to a stack of old newspapers. The bed is in disarray, unmade. A bag peeks out from under the bed. It's probably her backpack. From what I can see inside, there's nothing to keep her occupied during the day. No books, no receiver, no magazines. How is she even here yet? I decide to radio her. I didn't come all this way to leave with nothing. I turn it on and say, "Allison, come in." "Hey, hello," followed by a quick reply. "How's it going, Oscar?" "Hey, I'm fine," I reply, deciding to figure things out a bit before letting her know I'm around. I ask her where you are right now. "I'm at my tower," and what does she answer? What's the nonsense? I'm sure it's the right tower. It's her tower, for crying out loud. I look inside and there's no one there. She's just lying to me. Okay, I get it. No big deal, just clarifying. And now I'm lying, trying to hide my trembling voice behind a feigned calm. "I just met some campers on the edge of my zone and thought I'd warn you. I'll deal with them myself. I don't want to distract you." No answer. Is she buying it? She believes me. "Allison, don't shut up. Answer me. You heard me." "I just need to know?" "Yes, Oscar, I heard you. Call me if you need anything. That's cool and very nice of you to check in on me. Thanks for that. All right, I'll see you later, Allison. Thank you. Oh shit, I don't think she believes it. I decided to climb down from the tower and hide behind the trees nearby. I wanted to look around, see if she was just heading back to the tower. She was very close, so I said she was already there. It could just be a misunderstanding. So I'm gonna look into the situation and see what happens. It's been over 30 minutes. She still hasn't shown up. In fact, the place is completely silent. Dead silence. No rustling or animals or birdsong, nothing. Just silence. While waiting, I told myself mentally that if she didn't come back soon, I would just break into her cabin. I have no idea if this is legal. Is it or isn't it? Technically, it's my employer's property. I'm assuming it's still illegal, but I need to figure it out and do it soon, before it gets dark. I hit the rusted lock with the handle of my machete. The loud thump breaks the eerie silence, followed by the creak of the door. When it swings open and I freeze for a second, expecting something to happen now. Nothing. I step inside. Dust rises up and hits my nose, and I can barely keep from coughing and starting to sneeze. Need to calm down and make this quick. It's pretty cold inside the cabin, significantly colder than it is outside. I walk over to the stacks of newspapers, and the topmost large print headline catches my eye immediately and gives me chills. Hiker's sisters missing in action. I'm looking at the article. It says here about these woods. 2 sisters are missing. Maybe it's Allison's sister. She just recently told me she had a missing sister. Was she the other sister? It doesn't make sense. I flip through the rest of the papers. Most of them repeat over and over that the 2 sisters are still missing. Then flipping through the next newspaper, I saw an article about one of the sisters being found after being reported missing for a long time. The article stated that one of the sisters was found alive and well. The other was still missing. It said they got lost in the woods. Later, one of the girls was found and the other 2 were not. Allison didn't mention that she was lost too, if it was about her. She thought it was too personal. Or was she lying? I turned my attention to the papers lying beneath the papers in a clear file. Inside, one sheet of paper. It's entitled, Oscar. What the hell? Next is information about me. I shared information about my divorce and why I got the job. Did I tell her how old I am? Maybe she's keeping all this stuff just so she doesn't forget. That doesn't make any sense. Wait, but how does she know all these details? We've never met. How does she know what I look like? There's something fucking weird going on here. I turn my attention to the bag under the bed. It's a large dark blue backpack. I pull it out. I open it up. Inside are clothes. From what I can see, it's men's. T-shirts, hiking pants, rain gear. I dig deeper. I find a hammer, then a wrench. Nothing unusual there. The next item I pull out is a pair of sunglasses. There's an MS engraved on the side. If there's someone's initials, they're definitely not Allison's, someone else's. I reach my hand to the bottom of the bag and feel a small metal object. I pull it out. And it's a pocket knife. A very nice knife that looks custom made. It has a gold address imbued with a mixture of wavy silver and black patterns. It also has some kind of inscription in small letters. To my love. You want Harvey? What the hell? What she has with Harvey's knife is his stuff. So that's where things went after he disappeared. I'm not taking anything, or she'll know I was here. But I made a decision to leave quickly. I don't feel safe. As I rise from my squat to leave, I hear a familiar voice, behind my back. The voice, Allison. Hey, all she wants is for you to smile